Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
The mind-body problem is also a kind of non-question. They want to know, is mind made of the same stuff as bodies? Yeah. And people have argued about that since the time of Descartes. Mm-hmm. The Cartesian view of mind-body separation has caused a lot of suffering, but mainly for philosophers.
Well, you mentioned Niels Bohr, and my understanding is that he selected a family coat of arms that contains this symbol, the yin-yang.
How very interesting.
Yeah, I think he saw that as a way of expressing his own thinking about what he called, as you say, complementarity.
That's very nice to know. Mm-hmm. The yin-yang was about 300 years before Nagarjuna, was a Chinese symbol, as you know, showing the separations are apparent but not real. That is, in every red there's some green, every green there's some red.
Yep.
And the division often causes suffering.
Everything contains within it the seed of its own opposite.
Yeah. Ramana Maharshi taught Advaita Vedanta, where Advaita is an interesting word. He says that Ramana Maharshi's principal teaching is that we should quiet our minds and discover who we are, and the discovery of a quiet mind is to discover you are one with nature or one with God. And the idea of Advaita in Sanskrit, my understanding is that Advaita comes from division, and so teaching of one with nature, one with the universe is no division, but the word division comes from the devil, which is the idea that the devil is due to all of our suffering. Alan Watts, a great Buddhist teacher, used to say, whenever you make a separation, you create suffering. Well, he said, whenever you make a separation, you make a mistake.
And create suffering to boot. But it seems as if most people living their everyday lives are trapped in duality. We think in terms of good and evil. You want to, hate the devil and love Jesus, for example. A world of love and hate, a world of right and wrong. It seems as if these things are fundamental to our moral existence.
That's certainly what Nagarjuna taught. That is, he was trying to clear our minds. Most of Buddha's teaching, Buddhism, as I understand it, is not a religion, but is a kind of teaching to diminish your suffering. That makes the purpose of our life is to learn who we are, come in contact with our primordial spacious awareness, and then teach that. There would be a Dzogchen take on what we think we're doing.
Now, I didn't mention for our viewers that you are a practicing Buddhist, but we should also define the term you just used, Dzogchen.
Yeah, we ought to say that I am indeed a practicing Buddhist, but I have no credential for teaching Buddhism. That's never stopped me, but you shouldn't take my word on. If I'm telling you something different than you've been taught about Buddhism, you could consider both of those points of view.
The Buddha himself said something similar to that, as I recall. He said, test these ideas and see if they work for you.
See what the Buddhist was aware of the dualistic problems in teaching. So in his earliest consolidated writing, like in the Diamond Sutra, he says, this is neither a teaching. His student says, will this teaching be known hundreds of years from now? And Buddha said, this is neither a teaching nor not a teaching. And I remember feeling great concern over that. I had no idea what that could mean.